What's up, gang? A lot going on as usual. No. I was hearing fuck. What am I trying to say? Who do you believe in? Man, there's some remarkable people out there. I'll say that. Man. So as I'm reading this book, because everybody's back in school in some shape or form, even in the literature, man, it's like it's that forced conclusion that equality is done. Like when Obama got elected, like I'm reading this book, and they make sure you can't say too much out of it for copyright reasons. For educational reasons, I just read this. It says the civil rights movement finally achieved full legal, if not de facto, equality for African Americans, the highlight of which was the inauguration of the first black president, Barack Obama, in '09. So this is why it's just like, as people of color, nobody can dictate your progress, you know, or what's been achieved, or what's the future, or what's the goal. Even though none of us see it the same, it's like we might not see it the same, but we definitely can't let somebody else get in your shot and photobomb you while you're trying to make some kind of point as you're talking to a camera. Thanks, man. What was the point? The point was, I forgot the point. The point was, even when we read stuff, we gotta like kind of think like, is this, who wrote this? You know, who wrote this book? Even books that are on the Constitution, or they have a copy of the Constitution, Federalist Papers, or the Bill of Rights. It's like, it's still a preface. It's still something, you know, somebody still shares their opinion before the Constitution is read, before or after. Like this book is after you read it, at the end, it's the person's opinions and his own research and studies. But this guy, I can guarantee you, he didn't consult Native Americans or black people. He probably has no people of color in his, or had in his life, you know? And that would influence greatly on his work and what he thinks of the Constitution as an original, even if he's an originalist, or more believes in Constitution as a living document. So it's like, I guess the point of that is just, even when you read these texts, it's like you gotta maybe take a second and look up who wrote it. Because that'll tell you a lot about what their bias is. You know, it's like we all have some kind of implicit bias and what we want to see. Right now it's unbalanced, you know. I'm sure there's no diversity in creating this book, you know, organizing it and researching it and putting the documents together, and the scholars that did this. I'm sure none of them were people of color, and that will greatly influence a book. You know, like if there was a person of color helping with this extensive project, there's no way there'd be a piece in here about the civil rights movement finally achieving full legal, if not de facto, equality for African Americans. Like, there's no way, and the highlight of which was Barack Obama. Like, that is a tone deaf conclusion. I mean, we can see at this point that is a tone deaf conclusion, but it's in a book that most people would take as factual, you know. That's the reminder that anything that's written or created, it still comes from our human intellect, and also our human blind spots, as we all have. I believe we all have like 10% bullshit in us, you know? Just like we all take dumps, like we all have 10%. We're all 10% bullshit. It just is nature, you know? Like, you ever had that moment where it's like, there's a lot of bullshit coming out of my mouth? Like, that's all of us can be in that. All of us can find ourselves doing that. I feel like the challenge is keeping it 10%. Some people can go up to 60, 70, and then you can't even listen to anything they say. But that's the point, man. It's just when you're reading this stuff, just maybe take a second to look up the author or the researchers or who put these books together. It's nothing against them, but they probably aren't really, especially until now, like especially now, it's like there's so much of where things are created from one dominant ideology. Or they say ideology. I don't know. Pronunciations. Whatever. I'm just rambling now. Deuces.